The Misadventures of Mr. Whiskers. Once upon a time in the bustling town of Cloverfield, there lived a mischievous yet lovable cat named Mr. Whiskers. With his striped coat and mischievous green eyes, Mr. Whiskers had captured the hearts of everyone in town. One bright sunny morning, Mr. Whiskers woke up feeling particularly mischievous. He decided it was time to embark on another grand adventure. As he strolled into the garden, he spotted a group of children playing a game of hide-and-seek. Mr. Whiskers, always eager for attention and laughter, decided to join in on the fun. He hid behind a large oak tree and waited for one of the children to find him. But as fate would have it, none of the children discovered his hiding place. Instead, Mrs. Jenkins, the sweet old lady who lived next door, stumbled upon him while searching for her missing gardening gloves. "Hello there, Mr. Whiskers. What mischief are you up to today?" Mrs. Jenkins asked with a chuckle. Mr. Whiskers purred and weaved between her legs, delighted by the unexpected company. Seeing an opportunity for more fun, he dashed towards the town square, with Mrs. Jenkins following close behind. As they reached the town square, they stumbled upon a puppet show being put on by the local theater group. Intrigued, Mr. Whiskers hopped onto the stage in the middle of the performance, causing the puppets to momentarily freeze in shock. The audience erupted into laughter at the sight of the mischievous feline stealing the limelight. The puppets, unable to resist Mr. Whiskers' charm, joined him in an impromptu dance routine, turning the puppet show into a whimsical, furry extravaganza. News of Mr. Whiskers' antics spread like wildfire throughout Cloverfield, attracting even more curious onlookers. People from all walks of life gathered to witness the extraordinary cat who had managed to bring joy and laughter to their community. The mayor of Cloverfield, recognizing the positive impact Mr. Whiskers had on the town, declared a special holiday in his honor. On Whiskers Day, residents filled the streets, wearing striped clothing, cat ears, and painted whiskers on their faces as a tribute to their beloved feline friend. Mr. Whiskers, basking in the adoration, reveled in the festivities. He spent the day exploring the town, receiving countless belly rubs, and indulging in a feast of his favorite treats. From that day forward, the misadventures of Mr. Whiskers became legendary in Cloverfield. He continued to bring laughter to everyone he encountered, whether by getting stuck in trees, playing hide-and-seek with unsuspecting children, or photobombing throughout town. And so, with his boundless energy and mischievous spirit, Mr. Whiskers remained the lovable hero of Cloverfield, forever reminding its residents that sometimes a little bit of laughter and mischief can unite an entire community. Everyone in Cloverfield cherished their mischievous feline friend, and the legend of Mr. Whiskers lived on for generations, inspiring joy and mirth in the hearts of all ages. The end. The Misadventures of Professor Fumblebottom. Once upon a time in the vibrant town of Muddleburg, there lived an eccentric professor by the name of Cornelius Fumblebottom. Professor Fumblebottom wore round spectacles perched precariously on his nose, and his wild hair stuck out in all directions. He was renowned for his absent-mindedness and had a knack for finding himself in the most peculiar situations. One sunny day, as the whole town prepared for the annual Muddleburg Fair, Professor Fumblebottom set off on his latest invention, a super-spectacular, self-propelled balloon ride. With his pet parrot, Mr. Squawks-a-Lot, perched atop his cap, the professor planned to take to the skies and showcase his creation to the amused townsfolk. However, things didn't exactly go as planned. As the professor climbed aboard the balloon's wicker basket, he was so engrossed in adjusting his goggles that he accidentally released the anchor, causing the balloon to soar into the sky unexpectedly. Professor Fumblebottom found himself floating aimlessly above Muddleburg, waving frantically at the worried onlookers below. The professor's antics soon attracted the attention of a flock of mischievous seagulls, who mistook the colorful balloon for a giant marshmallow. They fluttered and flapped around the balloon, causing it to spin uncontrollably in midair. With every rotation, the professor's hat would fly off, only to be caught by Mr. Squawks-a-Lot, who would then drop it into the spinning basket once again. Meanwhile, back in Muddleburg, the townsfolk had gathered at the fairgrounds, eagerly awaiting the professor's grand display. When they saw the balloon spinning rapidly overhead, they couldn't help but burst into laughter. Word quickly spread, and soon people from all corners of the town came to witness the unforgettable sight. As the professor twirled in the sky, his balloon soared towards the outskirts of town, where they encountered a group of playful monkeys swinging from the trees. One particularly adventurous monkey hopped onto the balloon, mistaking it for a game. The professor, always kind-hearted, laughed along, sharing a banana with the mischievous primate. By the time the balloon began its descent, the professor and his new monkey friend had become quite close. They landed with a gentle thud in the middle of the Muddleburg Fair, attracting even more laughter and applause. The professor's mishap had turned into the highlight of the event. From that day forward, Professor Fumblebottom became a beloved figure in Muddleburg. His enthusiasm and endearing clumsiness reminded everyone to embrace the unexpected joys in life. Every year, he would invite the children of Muddleburg to join him on his annual Laughter and Lark Festival, where they would relive the laughs of his great balloon adventure. So, if you ever find yourself in Muddleburg, keep an eye out for an absent-minded professor with a playful monkey and a parrot on his shoulder. And be sure to join in the laughter, as life's most magical moments can often come from the most unexpected misadventures. The mysterious case of the mischievous monkey. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and picturesque meadows, lived a mischievous monkey named Marvin. Marvin was no ordinary monkey. He had a knack for causing chaos and leaving a trail of laughter wherever he went. The villagers, young and old, were always prepared for the unexpected whenever Marvin was around. One sunny morning, as the villagers were going about their daily routines, they heard a series of peculiar noises coming from the village square. Curiosity piqued, they hurried to discover the source of the commotion. Lo and behold, there stood Marvin dressed in a miniature detective hat, complete with a magnifying glass hanging from a tiny chain around his neck. The villagers burst into laughter at the sight of the silly monkey, but Marvin, never one to shy away from attention, cleared his throat dramatically. Everyone fell silent, eager to hear what mischief Marvin had gotten himself into this time. With a flourish of his tiny paws, Marvin presented a case file titled The Disappearing Carrots Mystery. The villagers erupted into laughter once more. After all, who in their right mind would steal carrots? But Marvin was not deterred. With an air of importance, he handed out copies of the case file to everyone, insisting that they join him in solving the mystery. Together, the villagers followed Marvin's lead. They interviewed the animals that lived nearby, asking if they had seen anything peculiar. The rabbits claimed innocence, swearing that carrots were their friends, not their enemies. The birds squawked in confusion, declaring that they were too busy singing to notice any peculiarities. Even the cows, who enjoyed munching on grass, denied any involvement. As the investigation progressed, clues began piling up. Marvin's keen monkey instincts led them to the neighboring farm, where they discovered footprints leading into a cabbage field. Following the trail, they stumbled upon a mischievous mole named Monty, covered in dirt, holding a bag full of carrots. Marvin confronted Monty, wagging his finger with mock seriousness. The mole, caught red-handed, burst into laughter, confessing that he couldn't resist the temptation of the sweet, crunchy carrots. The villagers gathered around, chuckling at the sight of Monty's carrot-stained face. They forgave the mischievous mole, recognizing the harmless nature of his mischief. As for Marvin, he beamed with pride, having solved yet another case and made everyone smile. From that day forward, Marvin the monkey became the village's honorary detective, always ready to solve the most ridiculous mysteries. The villagers cherished his presence, frequently finding themselves caught up in laughter-filled adventures led by their furry friend. And so, the mysterious case of the mischievous monkey came to an end. But it was only the beginning of a long series of funny and unforgettable escapades for the villagers of the quaint little village. And through it all, Marvin the monkey remained a beloved hero, bringing joy, humor, and friendship to people of all ages.